I guess it did charge. All right. And I saved this bag for...
Alright, you want some eggnog?
Nope.
I'll drink it to you.
Silk. Let's make not the silk scrap. And maybe silk makes eggnog. Well, it's cold out there, so I think we button up. But you can already see Hoover moving away from an interest in the liquor business. He's got his eyes on what he always had his eyes on, which was big-time conspiracies and shit. Enemies of the state. Kitty cat hiding in there. That's all food, Scott.
Oh, that's yours. Okay, I was like, wait a minute.
Salad.
Clean mess in his car for life.
Huh?
That'll never come out.
Clean mess for life.
That'll never come out. Car will be junked and rusted 100 years from now. It'll still be in there.
All right, Mike.
Boys.
We'll see you next. What the fuck am I doing?
Oh, thanks for reminding me. When is the 14th of December?
I don't know why.
I will not be out that weekend. Oh, okay. I will not be out.
I may or may not.
Why? What happens on the 14th of December?
It's 2 weeks.
Big sort of family function thing.
I know the 4th is my mother's birthday, so I don't know what we'll be doing. Dinner next week.
So that's okay. Well, the 14th, I'm if you want to mark that on the calendar, I will not. That's it.
I will mark on the calendar.
All right, well, anyway, the 14th is out, and the 4th will be in the air.
The 4th is a few days from now.
That's what I'm saying. It's a week.
The 7th. December 7th.
Pearl Harbor Day.
Yep. All right, Mike.
Bye, boys. Till next time.
We'll see you maybe next time, maybe the time after that, maybe the time after that.
Thursday night.
Call me and I'll say I don't know what's going to happen yet.
All right.
Okay, until then, good night. And out into the cold we go.
No, not bad at all.
Oh, it's only 26 out here. Well, you got the car running already, so.
Warm it up.
Start this little dance in here with all the cables and shit. Yeah, I was hoping we get to see one good blasting scene with that.
Shit, man! Fucking
Boom, 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 boom.
Pulp Fiction here.
4 or 5 choppers all at once. Open it up. We just wanted to say goodbyes. Well, now Van Alden just saved Capone's life, so that's going to put him in pretty good with Al.
That's what I was to say. He now he's not.
Well, you know what happens to Tony. That's a famous mob story. They whacked him, or they tried to. They almost got him.
Oh, the old man.
Yes, but he recovers and decides he's just to retire. And he turns it over to Al. Yeah, there was an attempted whacking and they almost succeeded. They injured him, didn't kill him. And he turned everything over to Al and he retired, moved away. And then, of course, the rest is history.
He retired, what, 60s, or he was in his...
Tony? Oh, Jesus. He would have been in his 50s, I guess.
He looks like he's pushing 60.
Well, he's just a character playing the actual person. I don't know.
Oh.
You know, I think the actual person looked a little younger.
Oh. He's like, all right, I'm tired. Not today, I'm tired.
And then there's going to be a double mafia war going on. There's going to be the war in Chicago between the Irish and the Italians, and there's going to be the war in New York against Mazzaria and Maranzano.
Where was Purple Gang?
That's Detroit. They're not involved in those particular wars. They are, however, involved in the liquor business and the drug business. Whether they're going to involve them in this particular series, I don't know, but probably not. Because this is about the Atlantic City mob more than it is the New York or the Chicago mob. It's sort of just on the side. But no story about the liquor business in the 1920s is complete without Al Capone. I mean, you gotta have that.
I wonder what's gonna happen to that, that special agent dude.
Probably gonna get whacked. Be my guess. Sooner or later.
Another one I can't fucking stand.
Yeah, sooner or later, he's gonna get whacked. And he just pretty much lost the support of J. Edgar Hoover, so what he thinks he's gonna do after this.
You come into my home. That's like, oh, man.
And a very convenient way to get rid of him is if he's a collateral damage in this war that's going to happen with the mayor, Narcisse, and Chalky White.
Makes you wonder if Chalky White, who wants to know what happened here.
That was something in the car. Now, boom, his brains all over the windshield.
He's like, ah, boom.
I think I'll close my eyes for a little while. Yeah, right. Turned the cop's own gun around in his own hand and shot him in the face.
Was that a 3080 ad?
Yeah, 38 special.
That's what the cops had?
Smith & Wesson Model 10.
Oh, what is a 1903 Remington automatic pistol worth?
I really would depend on the condition.
Let's go with like almost mint.
Oh, $300-400 maybe. I really don't know.
Oh, not much.
Remington is not the big name that Smith & Wesson and Colt are in pistols. If that was a 1903 Colt pocket pistol, then you're talking some real good money. Remington, they made a lot of different kinds of weird little pistols, and not all of them are. Some of them were even considered Saturday night specials, basically. You know, is it an automatic or revolver?
Automatic. It's a.
And what's a chamber for?
I didn't look at it. Oh, I didn't pull the thing out.
My guess probably a 32 of some kind.
Yeah, like that.
Well, who has this?
Oh, old lady in Heritage Hills.
Oh boy.
Shit.
No, you understand? Is the gun licensed to her?
Yes.
Okay, that she has to sell it to a licensed dealer.
No, she's not selling it. She's willing it to her grandkid.
Can't do that either. Not unless he's a licensed CCW.
That would be my next question.
He has to have, well, not necessarily a concealed weapon. He has to have a handgun license to at least be able to keep it in his home, and it has to be transferred through a licensed dealer from her license to his license.
Yeah, so he just graduated ROTC.
Well, then he probably has a clean criminal record, which will help him in getting a permit.
Now, if it was an 1898 or older?
Doesn't matter. It's a handgun. Well, if it's older than 1898, then technically it's not considered a firearm anymore. But if it chambers modern ammunition, then in New York it could be. And in New York, any firearm that is loaded is considered any handgun. It doesn't matter if it's a flintlock. It is considered a modern handgun if it's loaded. But when you're into automatic pistols and shit, you're definitely into the early 20th century, not the 19th.
It's stamped and dated right on the December.
That would be a patent date, not the actual production date. But what's the patent date? 1903?
Yeah, 1903.
Yeah, okay, that puts it very firmly in the 20th century, not the 19th.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for 1898 or older.
No.
Because I was kind of hoping for it's a little thing. It's like a little,
it's a pocket pistol, I know.
Yeah, it's so good. But now, what is that, a 22 or a...
Could very well be. I don't know.
I think it is a 22. It's not very big.
Well, just look at the bore.
I think it's a 22. I only took a peek at it.
Could be 22 short or 22 long. It wouldn't be long rifle.
Just little things.
No, I meant the actual chain. Size doesn't mean anything in 22. It could be very small and still be chained for a 22 long, or even 22 long rifle, but probably a 22 short. That was a popular cartridge at the time.
You can imagine the clip holding that many rounds. It's a little...
thing was 80 small.
Or it could be 25. You got me the exact model number on it? I could look it up, or you could look it up online easy enough. And a few pictures too. Well, you don't have a digital camera, so that wouldn't help you.
The bluing on it is amazing.
Yeah, probably never used. A lot of those guns were bought to keep in the fucking drawer next to the bed.
That's where it was kept.
And it was never, probably never been fired. You know, it was just bought for burglars. They never touched it. They turn up like that all the time.
How old are you if you're 16 or 17 years old, how hard is it to get a 1903?
In 1903?
No, like if you're 16 years old and, around that time.
Very easy. Just walk into the hardware store and buy it.
That's what I think happened. And she said the last person to actually have it was her husband, who passed away about 5 years ago. He got it when he was... When did her husband get it? The husband got it in the early 50s before he went to Korea. And he got it from his father. And, so that's where he got it from. So in 1950, the gun was already, fucking 50 years old already.
Yeah.
But when the husband got it, who was like, was like a teenager or something.
Look at that. A stakeout for Scott.
I saw that a long way. I'm thinking, I said, boy, is that...
He's in full stealth mode there.
I was thinking, I seen that from way back there, too. I kept looking, I'm going, mailbox reflectors? I'm like, nah. Damn, I got good fucking eyes. Shit. I saw that from way back there, and he's not catching you from this way, he's catching you from that way. That ain't for nobody coming from here. That's coming from the nut house. Oh, shit. Wow, that's a first. That's a first.
Yeah.
That's a very first.
They're sneaky.
How long has Mike lived up here? And I've never seen a cop there.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, that was the deputy sheriff, actually.
What did you say earlier this evening about cops waiting for me?
Yeah, they're looking for you, Scott. They're waiting to catch you at it. I hear you've been getting uppity and fucking taking your seatbelt off before getting to Mike's house, speeding,
No, that's on the way up, not the way down.
Now they're out to get you.
They look like mailbox reflectors from way, way back there. I'm going, nah. And I didn't even have my bright. That's how good my fucking eyes are. Damn.
Well, the gun will last very well for a long time if it's taken care of. That's just...
Yeah, it was given to Bill William. He passed away, I think, in 07, 08. And it was given to him when he was like 18. So he was 18 in 1950. And then he went up. Then, like a couple of years later, he joined the army. He went to Korea. And so when he got it, when he was like 18 years old, from his father. This is what Bill had told the lady up here in Heritage Hills, that he bought it new, which would be about right, because I guess his dad was say about 40 or 50 years old. That'd be about right.
Mace still has the pistol he captured from the Germans and brought up in World War II.
What was the one that got stolen?
He lost a P-38.
That was a P-38 he lost.
The one he brought home was a Mauser 7.65 pistol, and that one, it still looks exactly like it did when he took it out of the box in 1945 in Germany. Yeah.
No, I looked at it real quick and it had all the bluing on it.
Yeah, you only lose bluing when you actually use the weapon or let it rust. If you don't do those two things, then it'll be there.
But you know that when you sprain your ankle and they wrap you up in the face band, it's packed in something sort of that. Some kind. It's
not ideal, but
yeah. Well, it's not wrapped up in gauze, but it's
as long as they're careful enough to oil it now and then.
That's what I said, and she asked me about getting. I said have it professionally done. I said I can make.
Have to do that. Just take a rag, put a little 3-in-1 oil on it, or whatever oil you have around the house, and just wipe it. Making sure it's not loaded first.
No, it's not.
You ejected the magazine and opened the chamber.
Yep.
Okay. Then just oil it.
Yeah, that's the first thing I did.
You don't have to do anything else to it. Just oil it. Oil the metal parts, put them together. Put it on. Don't spare the oil because it's in storage, it's not being used. Don't spare the oil. Put it on there, wrap it back up in whatever it's wrapped in, and leave it alone. Every few months, it should be done again. To make sure it stays good. That's all. It's not rocket science. It's nothing arcane about it. Just.
But it's not a priceless. I figured when I saw it was.
I don't
Remington.
know. I mean, I don't know the model. I don't know anything about it, so it's hard for me to say.
I'll get the model. I'll get the serial number off it.
I might be able to tell from that. Sometimes that information is available. But just because the patent date says 1903 does not mean that's the model number. Remington automatic, I'm not sure how many they made. They could have made quite a few different models. Remington made a lot of different
Not
models.
the biggest gun. It's like
It's a pocket pistol. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's made to slip into the pocket or the nightstand. I'm surprised. Remington is one of the better models of that time. There were lots of much more cheaper firearms around at that era, revolvers mostly, and
good. I hope you get busted, motherfucker.
There were lots of like Ivor Johnsons and H&Rs around, and no-name companies like FAMS Arms and shit like that. They sold mostly little 38 revolvers. That was 38 Smith & Wesson, not 38 Special. 32s. Sometimes they style themselves as bicycle pistols or ladies' protection models or any number of gentlemen's. Back then, when a gentleman stepped out of town with his lady, he took a gun with him. That was expected. He slipped a small pistol into his pocket. In the turn of the century, because you had to, especially if you lived in a populated area, because you were responsible for the lady you were with, and you were expected to protect her. If you were set upon by whatever, it could be a pack of wild dogs in a park, or it could be a mugger. So that's why they had these pocket pistols like that. It's not like today where you're expected to just stand there and be a fucking victim. I wonder how many more decades that shit's gonna last. Sooner or later, it's gonna come apart. It's already coming apart. People disregard the law flagrantly now. They don't even care anymore. Back then, people did care about the law. Even in the, it was the 20s that started it, that taught us that the law could be disrespected. Because they passed stupid laws. Stupid people were allowed in government, and they passed stupid laws. And the result is we ended up with a magnificent organized crime establishment and a population that became used to breaking the law. And we kind of segued right into the drug trade. You see it happening at the same time with the heroin and shit. And this is before they really had passed laws against that in a lot of places. The drug war really hasn't started yet. That'll start in the 30s, but people learned to break the law, and they just kept doing it. And now more than ever, we break the law all the time. We disregard speed on the highways. We use illegal narcotics in every city, town, and village in the whole fucking country. I'm sure there's going to be widespread violation of all of the feel-good laws they enacted in New York City against cigarettes and shit. What do they do late? The latest one with cigarettes is what?
No, what was the thing with the big gulp of soda?
I don't know if that is still in effect or not, but they tried. You can't sell a soda over a certain size.
Yeah.
So people went out and deliberately bought 3 little ones instead, just to say fuck you.
Yeah.
And now I think it's they have a law now. You have to be 21 to buy cigarettes.
Huh.
So what we were in essence saying is, okay, we can send you to Afghanistan,
get your arms and legs blown
to be
off.
blown apart, and everything else for your country, but you cannot smoke until you're 21. Fuck you. At least in New York City. So they're going to disregard that. That is the kind of law that invites people to disregard it simply because they're pissed off about it. Not because they want to smoke. There's going to be people that will take up smoking just because they're pissed off about laws like that. And they're right. You say someone's an adult at 18, then you should let them be a fucking adult. In every way. We can throw you into federal prison for a crime you committed at 18. We can send you to some shithole country on the other side of the world to die at 18. We let you vote in presidential elections. So guess what? Fucking smoke, drink. I don't give a fuck. You want to be an alcoholic and die of lung cancer? I don't care. It's your decision. You're an adult. Go ahead. Why should we be using our tax dollars to regulate that shit? But then, that's what they do, because we allow stupid people to run for office and we elect them to office. Every level of government. And it hasn't ended yet. Look what New York City's done. A socialist? What the hell is that?
Oh, tanker truck.
Yeah. They've elected a socialist down there, a clusterfuck as far as I can see. That's going to help them. I guess they forgot what the 70s was like in New York City. Good for them. I don't give a fuck. I don't live there. But the problem is to do the same thing on the state level. Idiots. Whole world laughed at the United States in the 1920s.
Like that guy, who's in charge of Atlantic City? I am.
Yeah, same thing. But they were laughing at us because they couldn't figure out why we allowed a bunch of women and preachers to decide for the whole country that there would be no booze. That's ridiculous. When you have a population that, by and large, does drink moderately or a lot, some of them for religious purposes, every Catholic in the country drank wine, and you suddenly say, well, guess what? You can't have liquor anymore? Come on. You know they're going to violate that law.
That woman's group there in season 1 in the church?
Yeah.
Women against the one handing out the tickets on the beach?
Yeah, well, those were basically, yeah.
Your knee is showing, here's a ticket.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. God, I'm on it. Keep an eye on that. Yeah, because that's a fucking accident waiting to happen.
This guy's a few bucks for the
Oh,
gift.
thank you.
I don't know how much is there, but it's whatever I have in my pocket.
It helps. And keep that here. I'll drink this when I get home. I bring wisdom and enlightenment to the Libyan, wherever he may be.
Yeah, he was full of shit. What he's bringing him is drugs. The first heroin kingpin of Harlem. There will be many more after him.
Like when he comes in with the other partner. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's the third partner.
Now, I don't know if that part is actually true. So I don't know if Joe Mazzaria would have worked with a black man. He was really not. He was more than Maranzano was, I think. He was more into the Italians only. You know, only trust Sicilians, only trust Italians. That's how come Lucky Luciano was able to get close to him.
That was the same reaction when they were reading about the overdose in the bathtub.
Yeah.
What the fuck shit is this?
Yeah.
Well, gee, I come over here to say sorry for your loss. cut the crap. What'd you do with my son?
I like the kid at the end there when they're talking. Isn't this what we do? You know.
And he's like, well, yes.
Yeah,
you want to be a part of this?
well, yeah. Isn't this what we do? Yeah.
Oh, listen, this is what we do then.
Yeah.
So he's got a high school diploma, but not a college degree.
No, he has a few months of college.
A few months, yeah. He's got a few months of college, but no degree, yeah.
But at that time, that was not that critical. Unless you wanted to be a doctor. You did, a lot of places, you actually did not need a college degree to be a lawyer, believe it or not. You just had to be able to pass the bar.
But it helped if you went to a big college.
Yes. If you wanted to be a captain of industry, then it helped if you went to Harvard or Yale or something like that. You know, some sort of college, but it was not necessary, even in business. That was still very much a time when it was a hands-on experience you got, apprenticeships, things like that.
Meanwhile, the roommate is still in jail with the Chesterfields.
Yeah, looking at life.
All right, who's the loser that tripped the light? Oh, all right. I hear you like Chesterfields.
Yeah.
I can get them?
When I can get them, I guess that's a fact. Tell me all about Thompson.
Yeah. Dumbass has freaking Kessler's cane. Whap! Thompson's got rent control, or actually rent-free, is it?
She has rent-free, guaranteed for 5 years, but that's probably not going to last because Rothstein is going to be a casualty fairly soon.
Oh, yeah. And they never did find out about the 1919...
No.
They never really confirmed that, if that was him?
We never really confirmed it, but it's widely accepted. Now, years later.
In the movie, Christopher Lloyd was one of the people involved in that. Can't even trust an honest crook these days. That's what he said on the one that stand there.
Yeah, the violence is only just getting started in Chicago. You know that's going to culminate with the famous St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
31, 32?
No, that happened, I believe it was 1928. 26 or 28, somewhere around there. Al Capone was already well at the top of his, position at that time, which he is not yet. So obviously, we're not going to see it for a few more years. Not that we haven't seen a few massacres already, just as impressive.
So the only one that knows who Van Alden is the wife now, because O'Banion's dead.
Yeah.
A fugitive from the FBI.
Yeah, he's finally getting his fucking balls back, apparently.
Yeah, well, he kind of always had them, but...
He's moved fully over to the other side now.
Yeah.
He's embraced the horror,
Yeah.
He's now the bad guy. He doesn't seem to care.
Fugitive on the run.
Yeah.
I take your night count off. Who am I? You're my husband. Who brings in the money? You do?
Uh-huh.
What is that? $4,000. How much money is that in 1924?
Oh, man.
God
not
almighty.
$40,000, not $4,000.
Yeah, 4,000 is what he had, yeah.
$1,000, not $4,000. $1,000.
Oh, he didn't have 4,000. I thought he had $4,000 on him.
No. He may have had that much, only telling her about 1,000 of it, because that's what she said. Who gives you $1,000 for hitting a man on the head?
Oh, yeah.
Or who gets $1,000 giving him? So that was 1,000. He hit somebody on the head.
I still like the opening, what was it, 10 episodes ago, Mr. Banyan sends these flowers.
Yeah.
Goes to the next door.
Mr. Banyan sends his congratulations. Then
Oh,
next
yeah.
door, Mr. Banyan sends his condolences. Next one, boom, boom, boom. Mr. Banyan wants his money.
Fucking good. Boom. Whack.
Mr. O'Banion. Yeah,
Mr.
wants-
Banyan, yeah.
Wants his money.
Ow. Whack.
Throwing people out the window, roughing people up.
I can't believe the three had the flies all over the dead bodies in the back there.
Yeah, no one's found him yet. In an alley.
Steps right over him.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
I didn't sell an iron for a month. Or 5 months or however long.
Yeah.
Well, the boss was an asshole because he had sold more irons and he would have won the award. Sorry, we already closed the poll, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what pushed him over the edge there. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Little scene from Pulp Fiction there in the
Boom, boom, boom. Three right in the head.
God. They actually had a whole bunch of headshots, and you had the
Yeah, the cops. Well, that one cop got shot in the head.
and then the black guy that's in the
Yeah.
salt marshes now
Yeah.
with the hole in his cheek.
Well, he didn't get shot in the head either. He got stabbed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He got a meat cleaver to the
He
back.
got the meat cleaver in the back.
The guy
Well, the
who-
butcher knife in the back.
The guy in the office there with the gun under the table,
Yeah, yeah. He got it 4 times in the chest.
and had his head blown off in the back.
Yeah, coup de grace.
Who did this? That Moses guy.
And however many, the 3 guys that got killed in the little Narcissus place there.
Oh, yeah. So what? The who's that? The mayor, the police commissioner, or the?
The mayor and the chief of police, I guess, are both in on it. And now they're back to being at war again. At least this time, he's not fighting, Joe in the city there. He's just fighting one guy, basically. That's it. Not a big time. Someone almost as powerful as he is.
At the end of, what was it, the end of season 3, the guy that got shot on the beach at the end there? Barney fucking Goo Goo.
Oh, yeah.
Googly
Yes.
fucking
Yeah, I
eyes.
know
That
you're
guy.
talking about. Jip Rossetti.
Jip, yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah, I see it.
Like when he went to that town, everybody was getting paid.
Yeah. Everybody getting paid
Every
off.
week, come in here and go get your collection. Nobody's noticing. You got a problem with that? Everybody lined up and got their money. Guess who I am? Nothing bothers me. I'm Barney fucking Goo Goo with the fucking googly eyes.
The googly eye.
Yeah.
A popular song of that era.
You got that record?
Yes, I do. Barney Google with the googly eyes. Yep, I got it.
Leaves on the edge of your seat after the end of each episode. It's like, fuck, I hate that.
Well, all you got to do is look it up on Wikipedia. You'll learn most of the history of the 1920s and the liquor trade. This is history. This is not something they're making up.
Oh, I know. That's
I
what's
mean, they're
good
making
about
up some small details, yes.
it. But they're so insignificant.
Yeah, the whole Jimmy Darmody thing, that's all.
Yeah.
They're borrowing other people for that. The stories of various bits and pieces here and there of people who actually existed. But, Nucky Thompson, he's really Nucky Johnson. He was a
Yeah.
real person. He did these things in real life. His brother was a real person. Jip Rossetti is a conglomeration of different people. But Arnold Rothstein, he was definitely a real person.
yeah.
Mazaria was real.
Seems about
Lansky
90,
was real.
95% of them. Yeah.
Luciano was real, The lady in Florida, she's another one that they kind of made up. But like, again, these were people that did actually exist, not under those names, and this sort of borrowed character here and there.
Oh, and then you wonder who the, James's mother there, the guy that she's sort of dating.
Yeah, he's got something going
What's
on.
his dirty laundry basket?
Yeah, he's got something.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you James. Is that okay? Oh, sure, whatever you want. Fucked up. Yeah,
The Commodore, he was a real person too.
So he really started Atlantic City.
Oh yes,
like,
oh yeah, that's part of Atlantic City
1880
history.
or something. Or?
Yeah, something like that. You know, the major characters, they all actually did exist. The Man with No Face, you know, Richard Harrow. Okay.
Well, he's a compilation of a bunch of.
Yes,
movies, right?
yeah, he's bits and pieces. There were a lot of guys like him that came home from the war badly injured in mind and soul. You know, basically, today we call it PTSD, whatever.
Shell shock, right?
Back then they called it shell shock. Yes.
They didn't really know what it was.
Or were just disillusioned by the war. You know, they were basically lied to. They were told a whole bunch of bullshit about patriotism and making the world safe for democracy, but what they saw happen over there was anything but. You know, and that really disillusioned a lot of them. They saw wholesale slaughter, their friends killed, themselves injured for nothing, basically.
I saw a little special on the metal helmet. It was a French guy.
Yeah.
Put a cereal bowl on his head.
No, actually, he was wearing a French fireman's helmet.
That's right, yeah. And then somebody came along and said, "You got an idea?" I said, "Yeah, I got an idea.
Yeah.
How about a steel cereal bowl
Yep.
or something?" And
Yeah, the Germans at the time had a helmet too, but it was very, very light brass or steel, worn mostly by, you know, officers or cavalry, and it was often leather. I actually have one.
Pickle Hube or
Yes, that's
Pickle
exactly.
Human or something?
Yes, yeah. But it was the French that really came along with what we came to know as a regular helmet, followed by the British, and then of course we copied the British one when we entered the wars. We did not have a helmet when we entered World War I. We had campaign hats for the army, you know, which were useless in the trenches. It did nothing to protect your head except from the sun. Then we developed our own by World War II. We had the M1 helmet, and then later on we copied the German helmet. And that's what we use today. Basically an upgraded version of the German World War II helmet.
from Korea.
No, from World War II.
I mean, the World War II helmet.
In Korea, we were still using the M1s, the piss pots, the old ones. In Vietnam, we used the old M1 piss
Yeah.
pot. Right up until the 1980s, we used it. But in the 80s, they came out with the new Kevlar style that is around today. And that is based on World War II German helmets. If you notice a marked similarity in the shape and everything. Here we go, red light.
Oh no, it tripped.
Here we go.
That's good.
Ching! We got it.
Yeah, it tripped.
Yep.
I'd go around it if it wasn't. Well, I can't wait for the exciting conclusion of Chasing Jobs, or is
Well, she ain't gonna have a job that quick. She's gonna be panhandling by this time tomorrow.
so when does so the unemployment is officially up as of midnight?
It's up. Yeah, it's done. She's not getting any more unemployment. She said she had to reapply paperwork for extension or something like that, but it takes a while to go through. I don't know, something like that. So she basically she's not getting any money right now.
Alright, so who's gonna call? Is Mike gonna
But
call up Wednesday or Thursday to let us know?
I suppose he said he was by Thursday, so
Yeah, I will not. I won't be around on the 14th. Big function going on there,
Yeah.
so that's not for a couple more weeks.
alrighty.
All right, we'll see you about next week.
Yep, we'll find out. Unentangle here and shut this off.
I'm working on the
Oh, what?
this. I'm working on it.
Oh, it just fell down again.
Yeah, we're working on it. Mike plugged it in that one day, and then that's where it sits.
You got to take off all the trim and just kind of set
Yeah, I
it
know.
up.
Yeah,
under
that's what we
the-
have to do. We have to go up there. And he said.